There's nothing reported over there. Over here in Dallas, there's an accident on northbound R.L. Thornton, and so watch out for that one if traffic's a little bit backed up. And besides that, nothing real major. Things are pretty, well, really above normal.
Uptight?
Today, yeah.
All right.
Things are real nice. Real pretty day today, going up to 83 degrees. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we've had a report of a very, very loud explosion yesterday in Fort Worth. Nobody knows what it was. It was heard all the way over here in Dallas, in Grapevine, in Benbrook, and no one knows what it was.
Maybe Shannon's been eating guacamole again, huh? Anyway, time to test your ski knowledge. Cullum and Bourne is having their big ski sale going on right now at Market Hall, and in honor of that event, the zoo is going to give you a chance to win one of 4 Saska ski parkas we're giving away this morning. Beautiful things. They're valued at $66 a piece. And Sally, we're going to test your ski metal right now. What substance are most genuine ski sweaters made of? I can't believe this question. What substance are most genuine ski sweaters made of? Now, don't really rack your brains, thinking about this, but if you think you know the answer, you might give the zoo a call right now at 263-0698. If you're the first correct caller and haven't called us this week.
No brains needed here, just lots of speed.
Exactly.
Really don't mind if you sit this one out.
7:54. Nick Gilder on the Morning Zoo. Hello, good morning to you on this October 6th. John? You're with the zoo this morning, 7:57. 3 before 8. You on schedule? How's the Central treating you this morning in LBJ? It's a zoo, right? The zoo's out there, not here. I want to tell you that if you want to get on the phone and find all the concert news, we have it for you on our Zookeeper line 24 hours a day. The number to call is 263-0037. Some classic spoonful is next.
Years ago, Dallas Out of Control Rock and Roll with live rock on stage and the greatest rock bands in the world reproduced over a studio-quality playback system. Total rock and roll entertainment. That's the Old Plantation, 1807 North Harwood. Wednesday, 25-cent drinks. Thursday is ladies' night. No cover for the gals, and you ladies drink free 9 to midnight. The Old Plantation rocks till 5 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, with 2 bands on stage, and Sunday is special events. Call 651-1988 for details. Out of Control Rock and Roll, the Old Plantation. 5 full-service bars and plenty of lighted parking. Total rock entertainment. The Old Plantation, 1807 North Harwood.
Catch Blitz and Aunt Sally at the Old Plantation tonight, 1807 North Harwood.
A really good Wednesday, sunny and warm today, the high around 84. Clear tonight, low down to 60, sunny, turning cooler for tomorrow, high Thursday 79. No chance of rain for the next 2 days, 67 degrees. Sally and I will check your horoscope coming up at 8:15 this morning on the Zoo. State, the Zoo is music. This is KZEW, Dallas-Fort Worth. Good morning.
You're looking for something lighter than a 96-calorie beer.
And you're looking for something brighter, cause the taste just isn't here.
Your thirst deserves the best.
New Pearl Light outshines the rest. Pearl Light outshines them all.
I can't get over it. Christmas trees in department stores already. There ought to be
I can't get over it either. I tell you what is the something else that's in the Neiman Marcus catalog.
Oh.
Okay, yesterday I was telling you about the chocolate Monopoly board.
Right.
That's the big gift of the year. $600 for a Monopoly board. Every single piece from Dice to Pond. I made a chocolate. Okay, from Dice to Boardwalk. Here's another great gift idea brought to you by the clever folks at Neiman Marcus. For a mere $90,000.
And your firstborn son.
$90,000, 90, folks. You can have a 50-year lease on an underground storage vault buried in the heart of a granite mountain in Utah. Besides the obvious protection, the vault is rigged with a surveillance system of closed circuitry and air-triggered alarms. Now, if you can afford $90,000 to put something in a vault in Utah, you can afford to fly me to Jackson Hole for a ski trip. Anyway.
I think it would come in handy in case of a nuclear attack, I suppose. You know, you and your friends could set up a gambling casino inside there and just, while away the hours.
Now, who's going to fly me to Utah to get there? That's a problem.
You can hitch.
Anyway.
Yeah, what else is going on?
Well, just about everything. Yesterday, there was a very loud explosion-type noise heard from Fort Worth to Benbrook and Grapevine, and some persons in Dallas reported hearing it. It was that loud. Fort Worth firemen thought it must have been a sewer line explosion. Anything that was that loud had to be something in the sewer lines, but they couldn't find anything like that. So far, no one knows what it was. Maybe it was some kind of a sonic boom, but we just don't know yet. Airfares are cheap and getting cheaper. That is, if legislation passed yesterday by the Senate Finance Committee makes it through Congress. The measure would reduce the federal passenger tax from 8% to 6% next summer, and that would be a great reduction in ticket prices. The funeral and the Mass today for Pope John Paul I is planned for outdoors in St. Peter's Square, but it may have to be moved inside if it rains. President Carter's mother, Lillian, heads the American delegation to the Vatican for the funeral. President Carter's imprisoned nephew, William Carter Spann, says if his uncle decides to grant clemency to Patty Hearst, he hopes the president will pardon him too. Spann has served 3 years of a 10 years to life sentence for robbing a San Francisco bar of $360. Today, by the way, in case you haven't heard, is 10-4 Day. President Carter proclaimed the 4th day of the 10th month 10-4 Day in honor of the 20th anniversary of Citizen Span Radio.
His handle, by the way, is Chiclets. Right.
Merle Haggard, moving right along. Merle Haggard is getting married this weekend. Listen to this, he's marrying, this sounds like my neighborhood, he's marrying one of his former backup singers. And listen to this, his ex-wife, who's his current backup singer, will be one of the bridesmaids. I'm not kidding. One of the prisoners who initiated the federal trial, a series of lawsuits against the Texas Department of Corrections, says he was denied medical attention on many occasions. And he says he was locked in solitary confinement for using legal maneuvers just to improve his situation. The case is a consolidation of complaints filed by 8 inmates on conditions in the Texas prison system. Marathon swimmer Stella Taylor has given up this second try to swim from the Bahamas to Florida. After 51 hours in the water, the 48-year-old swimmer sadly gave up. She was exhausted, terribly sunburned, swollen, and ravaged by jellyfish stings. Stella says she hates to lose, but she's already talking about trying it again for the 3rd time. But the 3rd time around, she may swim from Florida to the Bahamas.
Masochist.
Coming up next, the Cowboys are getting ready, and Texas OU weekend is coming.
Simpsons taping his...
8:07 this morning. 8:07 this morning on the Zoo. Samsons. Yankees quickly got the upper hand in Kansas City last night. They beat the Royals 7-1. New York packed up 16 hits in last night's game. They now have a 1-game lead in the American League Pennant Series. Game number 2 going to be today in Kansas City. It's going to be Ed Figueroa going against Larry Gura. Game time 2:30 our time. In the National League, Los Angeles plays the Phillies at Philadelphia tonight. Bert Hooton is going to go against Larry Christensen. The championship series will have today's and tomorrow's games in Philadelphia and the last 3 in Los Angeles, and of course that is the best of 5. By the way, baseball is still alive and well. According to Commissioner Bowie Kuhn's office, more than 40 million fans attended Major League Baseball games in 1978, and that's an increase of almost 2 million over last year. Big game this weekend, of course. Saturday between 6th-ranked Longhorns and top-rated Oklahoma. This Saturday, and Texas coach Red Akers bracing his team for that strong Oklahoma offense. Texas has some nagging injuries, but Akers says those guys will play anyway. Oklahoma coach Barry Switzer said the kicking game is going to be very important in Saturday's clash. Switzer says he's telling his squad to concentrate on kicking and punting. Rangers are going to be seeing some new faces in different places. The Rangers fired manager Billy Hunter during the weekend at the conclusion of a disappointing baseball season. And yesterday, Rangers management announced it had traded Bobby Bonds and pitcher Len Barker to the Cleveland Indians for ace reliever Jim Kern and utility infielder Larvell Blanks. Tom Landry says that Monday night's 9-5 defeat at the hands of the Washington Redskins wasn't because his ball club wasn't up or trying for the game. Landry called the game against the Redskins an electric experience. He says the fans were alive and their team was alive. But now he says it's time for his players to build up some more momentum, which is, I guess, public relations on his part. Just ahead of Rod Stewart, here's Sally.
No rain in the forecast for today. Going to be a beautiful October day. High of 83 today, going down to the 50s tonight. No problems with the weather.
Beautiful. Wake up, Maggie. It's 67 degrees, 8:09 this morning on the Zoo. You're with the Zoo this this morning. Cool today, the high around 84. Cooler for tomorrow, high Thursday, 79 degrees. Big weekend, OU weekend coming up. And, of course, State Fair this weekend, too, opens. David Essex on the zoo. David Essex on the zoo. It's 8:17 this morning on Wednesday. This is 10-4 day, of course, the 20th anniversary of all you CBers there with your handles and your little smoky watchers. Sure, I know what you're up to. Listen, later on tonight, in fact, at midnight, we're going to have our Zoo New Review, a new album by Molly Hatchet, simply Molly Hatchet. You can see what it sounds like 12 midnight tonight. We'll have it for you all the way through right here on the Zoo. And Fleetwood Mac and your horoscopes coming up next.
That Goodyear ought to understand more than yours.
All. It's 8:19. Hi, Sally.
Hi, well, everything's routine around Dallas and Fort Worth. No majors to report. Traffic's been backed up several locations around Dallas and Fort Worth. But things are okay, or getting to be okay right now. There's a report out that while educators are so concerned about sexism in children's books, that they need to look at some other things, particularly the way grandmothers are portrayed. That's kind of an interesting story.
Grandma.
I know, it sounds like a drag right now, but it really is interesting. I'll tell you about
Grandma's
that at
in drag.
8:30.
What? Oh, I see.
It's going to be a pretty day today.
Yeah, beautiful weather. Nice and sunny and high around 84, right?
Right?
That's what it should be all about. Okay, let's do it with the horoscopes, I guess, for all the people who want to know what the heavens have in store for them.
That's right. If you're an Aries,
Yeah?
avoid a friend or relative who always makes heavy demands on you.
Taurus, take your mind off your own emotional problems and help a friend who's got bigger troubles than you do.
Gemini, don't air your grievances. It's necessary to use tact with others today.
Cancer, give yourself plenty of time for reflection before you take a course of action. You'll regret it if you don't.
Leo, an intimate relationship may take a sudden turn. Try to keep emotions under control.
Virgo, be careful about what you put into writing. Don't commit any words to paper that you may regret at a later date.
That Libra, that new idea that someone puts forth to you may look good at first glance, but chances are it'll turn out to be just the opposite. Make sure you know what you're getting into.
Scorpio,
This is a great one.
So, watch this, Scorpio. A dangerous day for handling machinery, tools, or electrical devices. Use caution.
Just forget about driving, Scorpio.
Yeah.
Sagittarius, don't allow yourself to be pressured by someone who's being impatient. Hasty decisions must be avoided.
Capricorn, don't listen to a friend's advice about spending money. This is not the time to splurge.
Aquarius, avoid unnecessary traveling. Stay here with us.
Right.
There is danger in transit, especially if you choose to drive.
And Pisces, if you decide to give your frank opinion about somebody, just be careful about who is on hand to hear it.
Especially the boss.
Yes, we don't talk about. I don't believe in astrology myself.
I do.
I don't. We Taurians are skeptical, you see.
We're gonna...
From the days when Bob Welch was with him, Fleetwood Mac. Glad you're with me this morning on the Zoo. I'm John LaBella. We'll give you the chance to score some beautiful ski equipment coming up later on this hour. From the new one, back in the USA. She'll be here the 16th of December. Linda Ronstadt. New stuff this morning on the Zoo. Zoo, and from the new one, back in the US of A, Linda Ronstadt. Good article about her in this week's Rolling Stone, by the way, explaining how she feels about her newfound stardom. The track is called All That You Dream, Lowell George tune at 8:30 this morning. Sunny, warm today, the high around 84. Good day to be outside. Get the 10-speed, the Frisbee. You're cooking, right? Clear tonight, low around 60, sunny, and turning cooler for tomorrow. High Thursday, 79. I like this. No chance of any rain for today or for tomorrow. I love this kind of weather. It's good to be in Dallas and Fort Worth and around here when fall comes. 68 degrees outside. Sally's just around the corner, but first, this very low voice.
If you have management experience, the next 30 seconds could change your life. Call our corporate offices in Dallas. Call now. Space is limited.
Universal's The Big Fix. Richard Dreyfuss to his kids. He's what?
Broken the kids.
Starts Friday at a theater near you. Check your newspaper for showtime. Good morning, Sally.
Richard Dreyfuss is one of the best actors. I think he's great.
Yeah, he was good in Star Wars, Close Encounters.
Close Encounters and The Goodbye Girl.
And what else? American Graffiti?
Yeah.
Huh?
To this day, I still have not seen that movie.
You haven't?
No.
Boy, you out of it. Well, that's okay, because I haven't seen Grease either. I feel out of touch with reality, you know.
I don't think so, but I'm not supposed to talk about
I haven't
movies.
missed much either, right?
Right. We're not supposed to talk about that. Well, Educators are trying to do something about sexism in children's books. A close look at today's books for kids shows there needs to be something done about the slanted portrayals of grandmothers. The study says to children, grandmothers are always pictured as old women who do nothing but sit in a rocker all day, sickly, passive, and incompetent. It says ageism is rampant in kids' books. It says it never shows a grandmother going to a yoga class, active in politics, young, fit, and trim. And that's true. It rarely ever does. James Earl Ray is getting married. The man convicted of assassinating Martin Luther King Jr. is marrying a Knoxville, Tennessee artist named Anna Sandu. They met while she was working as a courtroom artist in Tennessee. The battle between Highland Park and the cab companies is still on the burner, but both the city officials and the companies expect to have service resume there and all back to normal again very soon. William and Emily Harris, who a month ago said they were proud they kidnapped Patty Hearst, have been sentenced to 10 years to life in prison for the crime. Both will be eligible for parole, though, in 5 years. The man who curtained a mountain gorge in Colorado and draped 24 miles of horizon near San Francisco is now carpeting 3 miles of Kansas City sidewalks in orange-yellow fabric. Christo is the name of the Bulgarian-born artist who's spending $100,000 for the project called Wrapped Walkways. He says it will call people's attention to their feet and the way they walk.
It's a wacko.
Really. The CIA has launched an investigation into the death of one of its former agents whose body was found floating in Chesapeake Bay. In a copyrighted story, the Wilmington, Delaware News-Journal says the CIA fears John Paisley, who is connected with the K-11 spy satellite system, may have been murdered by the Soviet KGB. Sounds like 3 Days of the Condor, doesn't it? Thousands of mourners make their last farewells today to Pope John Paul I. Later today, dignitaries and church leaders from around the world will join the mourners for the late Pope's funeral mass. Commercial bread making is up.